Good afternoon, this is Kuro. Got a Tier 8 game in my Tier 7 Shiratsuyu. Going over the matchmaking. Radar-wise, got an enemy Atlanta. No other radar threats. Going over the matchmaking. For the destroyers, Lightning, Asasio, Zin Yang, and an enemy Shiratsuyu. Um, Honestly, kind of ugly destroyer threats for this game. Particularly the Lightning is one of the ships that I'd rather not run into, uh, simply because it's so sneaky and it's got good DPM and more importantly the gun layout on it with 66% of its DPM up front. It's a DD that can, chase me and really pose some issues for me. You guys need to get out of my scotch. Come on now. That's daddy's juice, not baby's. Um, so my game plan here, I'm basically going to go wide on decap. I've got a Baltimore. Originally he was kiting out. He's finally turning back around, and that's a good sign for me. Now this entire time I'm not really even looking where I'm going. I'm looking at the mini map and I'm driving by that. I want to know where my allies are, and it looks like I've got a pretty solid push here with, our Asasio, Pensacola, Dallas, a Baltimore, and a Lion or Leon, all converging on decap. So that's why I turned south here, and start proceeding to push in, and why I'm traveling to this position. I have this Asasio and Pensacola here. It's really going to shut down this end of the cap, and I want to try to encapsulate the cap and create a basically a no-win situation for any destroyer that gets on the cap. If he wants to try to come past me, he ends up, running right into me, and I'm going to put in a lot of damage on this guy. I catch the bow of the Zin Yang, and he goes on ahead, pops smoke, and that helps me twofold. This is a torpedo reload build, so I'm not detected right now. I'm just taking a couple extra torpedo shots out there. Maybe I hit the Massachusetts, maybe I hit the Zin Yang. It's all dual purpose, and any hits is, good hits in my opinion. Going ahead, I pop a shot at the Massachusetts. I get detected, so I know the Zin Yang's coming out. And just going to start going to work on this guy. I do land a torp on the Massachusetts. There's no flooding. I'm assuming it's because his damage control was turned already on cooldown. And my Baltimore is basically rushing in there. I don't agree with this play. Rushing in here like this is, you might get the destroyer kill, but your radar cruiser is worth more than just one destroyer kill. 100%. A radar cruiser, you are the gatekeeper to the cap. Nobody can enter that cap as long as your radar covers it, and that's kind of how you should kind of treat your ship. If you've got a radar cruiser, you probably can at least contest that cap and keep it uncapped. At least until somebody can bait your radar out and then try to cap it on the cooldown. I don't have smoke. There's nothing I can do to help this the Baltimore. So I'm just going to keep pushing south, try to keep this Pensacola spotted. I'm going to try to cap D. Hey, come on guys. You want to come here? You guys shouldn't be into that stuff anyway. Pensacola looks like he's content with reversing around the island, so I'm just gonna keep chilling, and just make sure we get this cap. Looks like we're gonna get a cap too, but their one of their destroyers has rushed the mid, and he's capped B. Now we are down a ship. It's been kind of a bloodbath early on, but you know, we got 2 caps to their 2 right now, and it can go, you know, one of 2 ways. You know, we can either pinch them or they're gonna pinch one side of us. And so I'm looking, and what I'm deciding is they've pushed through. I'm gonna go on ahead. I'm gonna push through and try to take their home cap. There is an Atlanta and the Pensacola back there. But basically, I don't want those guys to be able to island hug and just play the I'm just gonna shoot the enemy team over the island kind of game. And so I at least want to get these guys spotted if they're shooting. That way, you know, we at least get them uncomfortable with the concept of shooting at my team. I did throw some torps out here on this Baltimore. They're kind of low probability shots from, I mean, near max range. I do spot the Atlanta and the Pensacola. I kind of figured that they're going to try to hold this position because nobody can really shoot at them. So just going to throw some torpedoes back there, do what I can to make this uncomfortable for them. Yeah, buddy. Calling target on the Baltimore. He's a... Yeah, when I played this, number 1 had alt-tabbed me. Sorry about that. I forgot about that. No drawing yet, baby. Get a pretty nice solid hit there on the Pensacola. The torps are just coming through. Just really doing that just to kind of distract these guys just as the torpedoes start, you know, popping up with the warnings and stuff. Just want to try to distract it, you know, provide any sort of distraction as these torpedoes are coming through. And I mean, as you can see, these torpedoes, they're no joke. You know, here I do make a misplay. I should be popping speed boost, and I don't. Instead, I just slam on the brakes a little late. I do pop speed boost, but I do it late. And I do take a big hit from the Atlanta, but it's one of those things that I change speed so rapidly with the speed boost active. He's not gonna have a chance really to touch me again. Last shot comes in, finishes off the Pensacola, and running the stock gunfire. Excuse you, don't ring my bottle of whiskey. Nope, no alt-tabbing. Calm down. Sorry, it's getting a little crazy. Both of them are in here now. I'm running the stock gunfire control module just so I can disengage quicker, and it's situations like that hold on, I gotta pause it because there's a lot going on right now. Basically, that allowed me to disengage immediately from the Atlanta. As soon as I left, the Pensacola went down. The Atlanta was outside 10 kilometers. I immediately dropped off. No fuss, no muss. That also gave me kind of an idea how far anything was around me when that happened. So that's a little bit of information as far as, you know, if I would have still been spotted, I would have known I would have had a DD within 10 kilometers of me, and to play accordingly. I thought because I went undetected, come on now, that, you know, I would have had more time. I kind of figured there was a destroyer headed back to the home cap. I thought I had a little more time, which is why I didn't pause and complete the turn on my guns. I do get spotted by the lightning, Now this is important. He basically starts this fight with around 1,000 more hit points than me, and we're well inside uh, the effective maximum effectiveness of his guns. Meaning, it's going to be hard for me to avoid, the full DPM of his guns. But right there, you notice I just made him whiff an entire volley, and then hit him for almost 3k back. And this is how the Japanese destroyers fight. I do have the Lion shoots him once, he gets a little bit of damage on him. And I mean, you look at where we're at now. I do have a double fire on me, but we've practically reversed uh, just with that one shot. And this is where support comes in handy. Um, when you see a destroyer in your battleship, your cruiser, take the shot, because that one little, it was probably one overpen, maybe two overpens. Um, right there already tilted the fight in my favor. So now I'm finally kiting in the correct direction. I've got my guns where I want them, and just able to really crank down on this guy and punish him, and at the same time avoid a lot of the damage. And I'm able to put this. I'm able to put that lightning down. If that shot hadn't come in, we probably would have traded. Um, but trading isn't the best. It'd be an all right trade at this stage of the game. We would have two other destroyers, but obviously, being able to win without the trade is ideal. So just talking a little bit about this build. This is another variation of a gunboat build. This one I do have RPF on this captain with survivability expert. What did you just tear up? Come on now, knock it off. This captain is preventative maintenance, last stand, survivability expert, basic firing training, concealment expert, RPF, and adrenaline rush. And potentially one of the things that I might change about it, drop adrenaline rush for expert marksman, just specifically for the Shiratsuyu. For some reason, this destroyer maintained its slower than average turret rotation speeds than the rest of the Japanese destroyers. I think when it was originally visited by Wargaming, this ship had, excuse me, it had smoke and torpedo reload at the same time, and as a result, they left it with slower than average gun turrets for the rotation speed, and instead what they opted to do was just straight out say one or the other, and removed one of the consumables and left you with the slower than average turret traverse. Sorry, I've got dinosaurs going nuts in here. So that would probably be a more friendly build for the average person that's not used to really playing super slow turrets. And really the secret to doing it is learning how to turn your ship and incorporate your ship's the rotation of your ship in with your dodging, and as part of the dodging, timing your shots, where you're basically turning the ship, bringing your guns back on target, and then being able to shoot. And if you do it correctly, there's not a lot of wasted time, so you're not losing a lot of DPM, but more importantly, you're really hard to hit. The theory being, you avoid more damage than you put out is the general theory that I have in here. Now I want you guys to watch this. I'm gonna rescue my team from this incredibly important threat. This is just amazing here. Look at that carry potential. 100% earned. No one has suffered like I do. So just thought you guys should know. But just kind of included this game mainly for the discussion with the engagement with the Lightning. You'll look at the damage statistics and you'll see what I mean about how I avoided more damage than I received. And part of the thing, if you haven't watched the video where I discuss how the Japanese DDs are put together with all of the small caliber AA guns all over the stern, and it covers a good portion of the ship, I highly encourage you to watch that because it'll talk a lot about, you know, armor angling, and how those modules help you, and how to get them to help you, and pick fights where basically, you know, with like U.S. Royal Navy destroyer ships that have high arcing guns, picking fights, you know, outside, you know, 6.5, 7, 8 kilometers, where the shells start dropping in on you. It pretty much means that you're able to have those shells land on your deck. It's far more likely that you're going to hit those AA modules and not actually suffer any damage. So here the Shiratsuyu makes a mistake, smoking up against a radar cruiser. He's just getting farmed. Me, I know that we've got this one, so I don't even care if I sink. I just want to get some extra damage. And just throwing these shots out there. For some reason, the Atlanta immediately shifts to me, and the Shiratsuyu puts him down right after I go down, and that's the game. Nice cinematic fireball there. 100% planned. All the special effects for you guys. Nothing spared. Whoa, whoa. No Tasmanian devils. No breaking out of Jurassic Park. Y'all are fine. So in the game, 2K base XP. Again, this is probably the... Hey, number one. Shh. You're okay. It's probably the damage on the higher tier destroyers. I did get a piece of the Zen Yang, and got a good bit on the Lightning. And you can see I basically did, you know, an extra 2+K to the Lightning above and beyond what he did to me, despite theoretically having a DPM advantage. And a large part of that is I just made the guy miss. Now, he did actually complete a full turnaround, and that cost him 33% of his DPM for a moment in time, just because his rear gun was turning around. And it's things like that that you need to think about when you're picking these fights. He might have thought I torped him or something like that. That's why he tried turning out. But in reality, I wasn't going to bother with torps. It was guns all the way. And, you know, that turn could have cost him the trade. So, anyway, hope you guys enjoy the video. I hope the dinosaurs weren't too loud. They're starting to get restless now after, I think this is the third video I did today. So, hope you guys are having a good night, and I will talk to you later.